I liked F-Zero X better.
GX was too hard for me, so I'm not a man at all. No. Everybody say say hello to the Twitch live stream. Hello, Twitch.
Good hi to the Twitch live stream.
Will one of you guys be able to please post the twitch.tv/Infendo Radio to YouTube with to Twitter with a quick little blurb while I get the show going here?
Yes, I posted it like 2 hours ago. I don't know if that counts.
You put it as 4:55. It should be 4:56.
Oh, god damn it, Justin. You're right. Let me fix that. 4:56 live stream.
I thought it would change when we went live, otherwise it would have.
I need to figure out how to automate that. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But until then, I appreciate one of you guys making that.
Friggin' ad.
Do I still need to post it again to the Infendo page?
You mean on Discord?
I thought you just told one of us to put the Twitch link.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Twitter. Oh, that's what Infendo page. Oh, Infendo Twitter page. Okay, yeah, I was confused. Yeah. Sorry, okay. I'm off my game. I apologize.
I'm in the process of doing that unless you're a step ahead of me, Steve.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just barely pulling out my phone.
All right, well, we're live. I'm going to, we're synced up. I'm going to make a note here, and then, yeah, we'll get rolling here.
Where's the share to Twitter button?
I'll figure out how to automate it. In fact, let me put that on my, before we actually officially go live, let me put that on my to-do list before we forget.
Oh, there it is.
Do we know if people have followed us over to our new platform?
Yeah, we got a bunch of new follows, actually, on Twitch, so that's great. I need to do Twitch to Twitter automation.
The last show, I text Steve. I'm like, the show's not up on YouTube. He's like, check Twitter. I'm like, no. I just went to bed.
All right. So also remember that I'm going to do a bunch of plugs here at the beginning, right as we're starting. And one of those is going to be to, ask for people who want to write and people who want to, maybe, that kind of thing. The shout out that we talked about in last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys ready? So I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio. This is the episode 456. We are on the 22nd of August. It was all Lucas's birthday week. How was your birthday week, Lucas? First off,
it was pretty special. Thank you for asking, my friend.
Well, good. We're glad that you had a nice birthday. You're finally 21. You're legal, and you can drink.
I know. I'm all grown up.
But yeah, we're here. This is the Infendo live stream. We're not on YouTube this week live stream. We're actually streaming exclusively to twitch.tv/Infendo Radio. So if you haven't already, we'd appreciate if you went over there and followed us. And yeah, because that's where our new home is going to be. You can join us in the chat there. So yeah, before we get the show proper started, we'd like for you to, go and do all the things. So if you could go to infendo.com and, follow our Discord channel, that would be great, because there's a lot of people on there and everybody's in there playing games and doing a bunch of fun stuff like that. You can also go to our Patreon, where you can perhaps give us a few dollars a month. If you join us at the $2 level, in fact, you can toss us some game suggestions on Nintendo, so that's pretty cool. Finally, if you would like to go and, go to our merch shop, there's a link there as well. Maybe buy a shirt, a mug, or a t-shirt, something like that. It'd be nice. All right, so before we get going, we do want to have one final shout out, because we're actually looking for some help here on Infendo. If you're interested in joining the writing staff, perhaps, and, getting some review codes tossed to you every once in a while, you might get an indie game or two, and we can, maybe give you that for a review. If you maybe just want to have an open platform to talk about something you've been wanting to talk about, hit us up. Shoot us a message to tips@infendo.com. Yeah, we're looking for some people who are interested in writing about Nintendo games and are passionate about that. So yeah, hit us up for sure. That'd be great. All right, so we're going to take a little break here, and we're going to set up for what should be an interesting roundtable discussion. I hope I didn't miss anything on the plugs.
We dance whenever we're able. We do.
Oh, God. Table.
On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place.
I feel like
Oh,
we
it
watch that every week,
begins.
but I think it's probably just because you've watched it a million times.
Yes, it is the latter. I also have a few Monty Python albums, and they include songs and skits from the movies on the albums. So when I hear them on my iPod, it kind of gets ingrained in my memory.
I totally forgot to get music for the buffer stuff. So does anybody have a suggestion here offhand that I can just grab
Mario
on YouTube real
Party
quick?
2.
Baller. That's it. And what's
Okay.
great is I have YouTube Premium now, so there's not going to be no motherfucking ads.
And all I'm
Mario-
saying is one of them better be Wild Wild Westland or
The Wild Wild West.
the show isn't even worth
Wild
doing.
Wild West.
I can't do the Will Smith stuff. I haven't been hitting the balls lately.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you're not wrong. This is a good one. Okay. I love it. Let's level it. Let's level. Ha! That's exactly how it starts. How's our volume? Too
Sounds
loud.
good to me, man.
We okay?
Yes.
All right. Well then, Justin, remember, you're gonna be leading us into the round table. So I'll set the timer for your topic, like when you actually start talking about the topic, and we'll just go with our typical 4-minute timer. So.
Okie dokie. Hopefully, I can fill that much time without,
I'm not sure I will be either, to be honest, but we'll figure it out. All
Lucas,
right.
What?
Oh, I thought you were laughing because you were thinking of something about filling.
No, I was going to make a joke, but then I thought, why spoil the topic of the round table for our live listeners?
I was just going to make your mom joke, so let's get on with this.
Please, for the love
Get on
of
with
God.
it.
All right, Justin. You got your visual cues, your audio cues, and then you can start talking whenever. Let me just mute myself. So
Visual.
then, what? Shut up.
Y'all got your visual cues? We got ourselves a situation here.
Here we go.
Race.
Yeehaw! We got ourselves a round table here.
Can
I'm
you
sorry,
like-
I couldn't help myself. All right, serious now. So yeah, we're gonna do another roundtable discussion this week. Something came up last week that created quite a bit of debate and discussion on Facebook, on Twitter, and whatnot. Basically, a lot of ROM sites were taking down a lot of ROMs, and some of the sites themselves got taken down. And a lot of the ones that were coming down were Nintendo games. So, I figured, I think we all pretty much freely admit to emulating and, playing games, at least classic games, illegally. And so this kind of affects us. I know personally I've been doing a lot of gaming on my NES and Super NES Classics, on which I have installed a lot of games that weren't originally on the systems, systems that weren't originally on the systems. I'm playing Genesis games on them, 32X, Master System, Game Boy, etc. So this actually came at a very inopportune time for me because I was looking to install more games on those systems and had a hard time finding them. I'll get deeper into this when we get into the actual kind of back and forth discussion, but sorry, Winnie, my cat's yelling at me for some reason. I've been emulating since I was in high school, and I pretty much just use it to either play games that I already have, but in a convenient place. I keep them all on my computer, and I can just jump in, play them, turn on whatever Game Genie codes I want, whatever. Or, games that I'll never get a chance to play legally otherwise. Stuff like Doki Doki Panic or Dragon Ball Z Buruden for the Super Famicom. And, Hank. What? Okay. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
You emulate a lot of games you wouldn't be able to get otherwise.
Yes. A lot of import games, a lot of out-of-print games, limited edition games. And I think we all kind of use emulation in the same way, those games that we can't just walk into a store and buy new or used or, otherwise, games that might be hard to find. They didn't make very many of them, or, not many people have heard of it, or it was a special edition of a game that only came out in certain places. So, personally, just to kind of bring this around to my opinion on it, I think that emulation is important. Yes, it has a kind of a seedy underbelly. There is some illegal stuff that can be done with it, certainly. When people start emulating current games or games that can easily get off of, eShop and PlayStation Network, etc. But on the other hand, it is a fantastic way for gamer hobbyists to kind of fill out their collection. And I know personally there are a lot of games that I played on an emulator, downloaded a ROM, I heard about it, downloaded the ROM, played it on an emulator, and next time I saw it at a store said, oh, I remember playing that game, I want to have it, and would buy it. And again, when we get into the back and forth discussion, there's something that we were discussing earlier about the licensing issues with that in the first place. But just kind of want to put it out there. What's your guys' take on emulation and the taking down of ROM and ROM sites? Is Nintendo and are the other companies, are they justified in doing this? Is this a good thing for them? Is it a bad thing for us? How do we all feel about it?
Well, I'll jump in next, I guess, for my portion of the roundtable here, because I have some thoughts here as well. So I, like you, Justin, a lot of my first experiences with a lot of games that I just missed, growing up, were through emulators, so and at that point, going back and playing an NES game even 10 years ago, it wasn't easy to do, even with the Virtual Console, there were just some games that weren't released, and for numerous reasons, right? Licensing or otherwise, or the company not existing, or just something like that. The game not being popular enough, but still, me wanting to play everything that I've heard of, still wanting to go back and do it, even a game like Bible Adventures, a game that is supposed to be complete garbage, but how could I go back and play Bible Adventures right now? There's not a way I can pay the company to play for it, right? The only way is through emulation. So in that respect, I think that emulation is important. Another reason why I think emulation is kind of important is because of just game preservation. The video game genre is terrible, or the video game medium rather is terrible at preserving their games, right? So you just can't go back and do a lot of things, online games, for example. There are complete games that you just can't go back and play anymore, just simply because the servers are down or something like that. The company doesn't want to pay for that server space anymore. So what do you do? If I wanted to go and play something like that, a game with an online service that doesn't exist anymore, my only option would be to find an underground community that is, still keeping the game alive through tunneling or some other method, and do it that way. So I think that emulation definitely does have its merits, but then of course there's the flip side. And then that's when piracy comes into effect. I think that is that's a tough one there, because yes, people are pirating things. There's people pirating Monster Hunter Worlds, a game that's not even a year old, because it just launched on PC, and there's not really much that anybody can do about that. Capcom can do all that they can with preventative DRM measures, but the pirates are always going to win out. It's the strength in numbers. I remember there was this DRM platform that was supposed to be the end all be all from a couple of years ago, and there was articles about how there was never going to be able to crack it, and then it was cracked, and so Yeah, that's the things. Like people are gonna always win out. Like the strength in numbers, I guess that way. But I guess I'm kind of rambling to that effect. Like I do think that it is important that video game companies like Nintendo and even Capcom, Ubisoft, all these other guys do protect their IPs from piracy and they probably need to do it aggressively in some instances. Like if there's more people downloading your game from Pirate Bay than there are paying for it, like on the Steam store or otherwise, then you probably got to take some preventative measures. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a gray area in my opinion. Like I see the merits of it, but at the same time, like I can see where it can go bad as well. So I don't know. I'm about to hit my timer though, so I'm gonna toss it off to one of y'all other gentlemen. So Lucas, Steve, who wants to take it from here?
Steve?
So
Should I
believe
flip
it
a
or
coin?
No, we don't need to get Siri involved in this episode yet. Believe it or not, I don't actually have a whole lot of strong opinions either way. Back in the days of the Wii and the DS, I was quite big into the piracy and the emulation stuff that you could do on those two systems.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think I talked about it last week on Change the System. I played some retro games on a Super Nintendo emulator on a flash card on my DS Lite. So I used to be a lot bigger into it then, but I don't know, I think I got lazy. It is quite a bit of work to emulate stuff, and I realized that a couple of weeks ago or I guess it was last week while I was on vacation. I had an SNES Mini in my hand at Best Buy, ready to buy it, and then I was looking at the compatibility lists that Justin sent me to see what I would need to do to get specific games I wanted to run. And all of them would work fine just by loading the software onto the SNES Mini, except one. And that one little game that I would need to patch, which would probably take me 30 seconds tops, I was too lazy to do it, and I said, nope, I'm out. That being said, for preservation's sake, it is an awesome thing. And I really think there's value to it there for preservation's sake. Unfortunately, the pirates have kind of won out in this, and I think that's why a lot of these sites are getting taken down. And to answer Justin's question, I actually do think they are justified in taking these sites down, because probably 95% of the people that were using it were not using it for, legal matters, as it were. They were using it just to pirate a game that they didn't have before, or didn't want to take the time to seek out, or something to that effect. So I mean, like I say, I don't really have strong opinions either way. Good for some things, bad for others. That's kind of about it for me. I probably didn't even come close to a timer, but that's okay. Lucas.
Okay, counterpoint to Steve's thing. I think it's totally cool to emulate games. Most games. If the game is still available new on the market, I think it's kind of speedy. I've had friends that have done it. No judgment. We're all in our own situations. Maybe your financial situation doesn't allow you to buy games. It's your thing, You wrestle with that yourself. But I am wholeheartedly in favor of emulation. I think maybe it's the fine art background, but I kind of grew up believing that once you release art into the world, it's not yours anymore, it's the world's. I realize gaming is as much a business as it is a form of art, but I've always seen it more as an art form, so I've always kind of felt like you take that risk with art. People that edit games and change them and stuff, as long as they're not doing it in a bad way, that's just contributing to the art form. So I've never really had a problem with emulation. I emulated hard back in high school. I talk all the time about Mother 3. Before I got the English patch for my second playthrough, my first playthrough, I just straight emulated the Japanese game. And that was one of those games that I wasn't going to get to play otherwise. I was a 15-year-old high school student. I didn't have the money or the means, frankly, to buy a Japanese a Game Boy Advance game and play it. I never would have gotten to play one of my favorite games if not for emulation. The old Sonic game. games. Back before they came out on the Wii, I think it was, the only way I could play them was emulation. I didn't own a Genesis. I couldn't find one. Not cheap anyway. My flea market guy is like a huge ripoff dude. So it's hard to find older games like that. I'm in favor of emulating games. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think by the time a game has exited retail, the only person who's really missing out on it is the retailer. And I think that's just kind of the risk that you run selling something as old as that, you know? Gaming is its own medium. It's very different. I think it's up to developers to adapt creatively to make their product less accessible if it's emulated. I don't think it's up to the consumer to suddenly grow like a morality or a conscience about it. I know there was one game, I forget what it was, maybe you guys will know it. There was one game that if you pirated it, like horrible things happened in the game and it would like lock you out in the first level.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I can't remember what game it was though.
Yeah, it was some kind of fail-safe that they worked in. I can't remember either. I know it was a fairly big game, I think, but I don't want to say...
How long ago was this?
Maybe 5 years or so.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say it was Undertale, but it was something like that, I thought. Anyway, the point is, like, you can be clever, and you can come up with strategies to make it harder to, you know, pirate your stuff, or you can make it less rewarding. But that's just kind of the challenge of developing for something that's on the cusp of, like, a brand new technology. Like, consumers aren't going to change. The consumer is always going to be lazy and evil. They're going to take the easiest, cheapest way to get a product, and they're going to get it. So it's your job as a developer to do a better job of guarding it, or you deal with that consequence. And someday I would like my game to be on the Switch. And I fully expect that if people want to play it, there's going to be a handful of people who steal it. That's just part of being a game developer, really. And I think to a degree you should be honored. Oh, people are going out of their way to download your game, install a emulator, and play your game, maybe add patches to it to make it playable in like a different language or something, because they want to play your game. You know, maybe you're not getting paid for it, but I don't know. I think it's kind of its own thing. I don't hold any shade on people who want to emulate. Oh, and I guess last point to all that, I have been playing Nuzlocke challenges and Final Fantasy VI and whatnot on emulators lately. I own Pokemon, obviously. I never bought Final Fantasy VI. I might have bought it on like the Wii or something, so I guess that would be illegal. But not being able to play with it sped up is like a crime. Because those games are really old, and they take like 50, 60 hours to get through. And if I couldn't play it on like double or triple speed, I would kill myself. So, like, unless the game developer wants to go in and make that an option, like, sometimes it's easier to play a game like that. Mario RPG, if I had the option right now, I'd love to get it on 3DS, but I think the farthest back I'd have to play it, Wii U or Wii, I can play it on my phone, and it's just as much fun. So, I'm in favor of it.
All right, let's see.
Well, since this is the general discussion and you're still thinking, I have something to say.
Yeah, I was in response to something Lucas just said, and it completely left me when I heard the Donkey Kong music. So.
I was just still spinning my wheels thinking about the game that you were thinking about with the clever anti-piracy thing. But this is definitely not the one that you're thinking of. But I remember, like, in Red Alert 2, like, if you pirated the game, like, you can play the game for, like, 5 minutes or something like that. But then, like, once you the 5-minute timer hits, all of your units explode. It's funny. And then Earthbound was another one way back in the day.
I think it was Earthbound.
You can get all the way. You can get all the way to the final boss. But once once you get to the final boss, your game locks up and deletes your save. Ooh.
Yep. And I'm totally in favor of that. That's clever. That's
exactly. Especially to make the pirate go through like hours of gameplay only to kind of jab them in the spleen.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just funny. Like, you can't get mad at that. That's just epic trolling.
Yeah, for sure.
We Lucas, you brought up, and we were actually discussing before the show. You know, who gets the money for it and whatnot. And, you know, I mean, the thing is, a lot of the games, I would say more than likely, I don't have any numbers in front of me, but I would say the vast majority of games that are pirated are ones that are out of print. If they're out of print, the publisher isn't obviously selling them anymore. They're not making money off of them anymore. And that's how the developers and everybody else gets paid, is based on, you know, how many units the publisher ships. once they stop shipping, nobody's making money off of it except for the retailers. So you're not really screwing any of the artists out of the money. You're screwing GameStop or whatever, I mean, support an independent business if you have the opportunity. Obviously, I would certainly,
with the exception of re-releases, obviously, like Final Fantasy. If that game was out on the Switch and I chose to emulate it, then I'm taking money from developers. At least
that's the thing
but not the guys who made the game, just the company that owns it.
Yeah, and Eugene brought up, like the virtual console, and virtual console for NES or for NES for Wii was pretty extensive. I mean, there were certainly games missing, but a lot of really high-profile games were there. The Wii U didn't have those, and that's the problem. Is you have the option to make these games available, but you don't or can't. I discussed in a blog post a month or two ago, GoldenEye. With Nintendo and Microsoft kind of working together right now, there's a better possibility than there used to be. But a few years ago anyway, GoldenEye, there's like no possible chance to get a re-release of that game because of the licensing issues. The Bond license, the game engine license, the game design license, the publishing license, who gets what money?
GoldenEye HD on the Wii. I thought they did GoldenEye HD on the Wii and on the Xbox 360.
No, Activision, who had the James Bond game license, made a new game based on the movie GoldenEye, but it had nothing to do with the Rare game.
I'd like to make another point kind of to all of this pro emulation. So we're just a bunch of pirates here at Infendo Radio. But I think one of the benefits we haven't even talked about that goes in favor of emulation is a lot of times games that will go by the wayside and aren't playable anymore. Like, if not for emulation, people wouldn't have played Earthbound until, a couple of years ago when it came out on Wii U.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah. That was really a kind of an underground hit for many years.
But a lot of people emulated that game and the sequel and the prequel, and that game got a whole new level of success because of that. It got a fan base, it got people who could play it.
Exactly. To your point, your favorite game, one of your favorite games, Earthbound 3, or Mother 3 rather, you literally cannot play without pirating unless you know Japanese.
Yeah, exactly. So like for a game like that, even not even Mother 3 though, even like Earthbound, it's like if you couldn't, because when I used to go to the flea market when I was a little kid, I'm talking about the flea market all night tonight. I'm off the highway, folks. I'm down to Palm Bay and go to the flea market.
That's where I got a lot of my old games.
This guy has all of his games, and he upcharges all of them. It's like $80 for Earthbound.
Dang.
Like
that's a steal nowadays.
16-year-old Lucas didn't have $80. 16-year-old Lucas didn't have $5. 16-year-old Lucas didn't have a job. So like 16-year-old Lucas
just turned 17 yesterday.
Yeah, I know, it's magical. I can finally drive. But 16-year-old Lucas would go home and download an emulator and play Earthbound for the first time. And like that's how I played that game. Almost every Final Fantasy game that I played on an emulator first. And then when they came out on DS, I was like, I like this series. I know about this series. I'm going to try this game. Like emulation has the power to do a lot of good for old series and bring things back that people otherwise wouldn't get a chance to play.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I brought up Budoden. I was never interested in Dragon Ball Z or anime in general, but I had a friend who loved it, and he sent me this ROM, and I'm like, this is actually a pretty fun fighting game. I didn't care about Dragon Ball Z, and I certainly never would have thought to import a Dragon Ball Z game, but because of emulation, I got to try it and, actually enjoyed it to the point where, I've never spent money on a Dragon Ball Z game yet, but, with the new one coming out, there's a better chance that I will because I know what those games are like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get it. There's plenty of people that'll play with you in our friend group.
Oh, God, don't make me get fighters. I don't want that at all. If you get it, I'm going to be like, maybe it is okay.
No, only Sonic Fighters.
Yeah, I freaking bring back Sonic the Fighters, man. I'd play that all day.
All right, like Sonic. That's a good game.
I I'm gonna say as well, like I'm 100% with pretty much everything that kind of Lucas is saying here. Like I kind of what we're all saying though, you know, like if I can give you money to play this game, then I will do it. But like Illusion of Gaia, you can't give money to play Illusion of Gaia. So like I don't expect anybody to go out and buy a Super NES and a Super NES cartridge to go play Illusion of Gaia. Like I'm gonna tell people to go pirate it, you know, like because I want people to experience it. So I don't know.
And I think at a certain level, and obviously, I mean, game designers need money, you know, like to keep making games. It's not it's not up for debate. But at a certain level, I think beyond that, you should hope that your game is loved enough that people are going to want to go back and play it, even if they can't give you money for it. Right. And I think that's kind of what emulation does for people like you. You're never going to be able to pay the people who develop that game unless they pull Platonic and get all the developers back together to make some new game. But
Right.
you can play the game and you can tell other people about the game and you can make other people play the game. And in that way, you can keep the game alive, you know?
Exactly.
And I think to anybody that's a true creative, that's more important to them than like the $5 you would have given them if it was on eShop.
Right.
Personally.
And I mean, to play devil's advocate here, I feel like this one of the main reasons this happened now is we all know what's happening next month. Nintendo's starting their paid Switch service. Included in their paid Switch service is going to be, you know, NES games that are exclusive to that paid service. So they don't want people saying, oh, well, why would I pay $20 a year, $35 a year, whatever, to play these games that I can just download and play on my computer or whatever. So, I mean, I understand that, you know, there are reasons that these old games are kind of in the gray area, like, but at the same time, like, price your games what they're worth. Like, one of my biggest issues with the eShop and the Wii Shop channel and the Virtual Console is how were games prices? They weren't priced on desirability or replayability or value or fandom or anything like that. It was just NES game, $5. Doesn't matter whether it's, you know, Super Mario Brothers 3 or the original 3-screen Donkey Kong. It's $5. You know, Super NES games, everything from, well, Earthbound actually got an upcharge to $10.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, everything from like Final Fantasy 6 all the way down to, I don't freaking know. Think of whatever cheap
Final Fantasy 1.
Right. I mean, you know, there's 8. So, I mean, part of the problem is these online shops. The Sony's a little bit better about the way they price their games, but even they, you know, kind of overprice some of their classic games. You know, price them what they're worth. If I can go into a game store and get Super Mario Brothers for $1, why would I pay $5 directly to Nintendo? You know, and I mean, this also applies to current games, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. But yeah, you need to kind of test your market, find out what people want to pay for these games and charge that instead of saying, no, you are going to want this game for $5 because this is what we're selling it for. And this is what
Can I make one last statement before we call it tonight?
Sure.
Because I know we're about to. This brings up something that has kind of been a hot button issue for people for a while now, which we haven't really gotten into much lately, which is the whole idea of who actually owns your game when you buy it. And that whole, like, you're not allowed to stream your game. We have the right to turn off service to your game. If you hack your game, we have the right to brick your system. That would be a conversation. Obviously, we can't have it right now, but that would be a conversation I would love to have on our next roundtable, because I have some pretty strong opinions on that too. And I think you know what they are just based on my conversation tonight.
Yeah.
But in the same way that I don't think you really have the right to pull emulation once it's out there in the zeitgeist, I also don't think that you really have a right to say that you own my game that I just bought. Like, just because the internet is a thing and you can go in and tweak it doesn't mean that I think really legally you should have the right to do that without my permission.
I mean, I understand to the degree of you cannot buy this game and then deconstruct it and then re-release it and say that it's yours.
Oh, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, once I've paid for your game or movie or whatever,
I own it.
Yeah, I own it. Like, and since this is still on topic, and roundtables tend to run short anyway, I just want to say, like, if I bought one of these games before 20, 25, 30 years ago, why can't I just download it now? Because
they want to sell it to you again.
Right, exactly. but you already got your money for it. Your developer.
They want to reserve the right to sell it to you again.
Right,
how many times I've bought Mario Brothers 3? Because they're going to keep selling it to me, and because they're not going to make it available on one system and then transfer over, I'm going to have to pay $5 a pop just to play a really good game. Because you can't not have it when it's a thing, because it's one of the best games of all time.
Right.
So then you're just locked into buying it again and again. I'm not trying to crap on the game designers or Nintendo or anything, but come on, you buy a game once, you own the game.
Yeah.
So here's the solution. This is what's going to happen. Where the microchip is going to get implanted, right? And then that's where it's going to hold all of our licenses. So every movie that we watch, all the music, all the games don't matter. On the chip, we're good to go. So anyways, yeah, that's the round table. Good topic, actually. I like that discussion. It was interesting. I'm with you, Lucas, though. I'd like to have a follow-up discussion about, maybe licensure and stuff like that, because that would be interesting as well, I think. So, all right, well, we're going to take a little break here. We're going to let Steve set up for Nintendo's. And I guess we're going to have a Donkey Kong of a time. We'll be right back.
Donkey Konga.
I mean, the only thing, like, as stimulating as a discussion as that was, I almost kind of wish there was somebody here who disagreed with us, because
horribly anti-piracy. Yeah, no, it was basically just a 40-minute we love piracy.
Well, and I mean, I don't know whether this can be thrown into the show or thrown into the outtakes, whatever. But I mean, we don't really love piracy. We want people to buy good games that are current and readily available. Yeah. But if they're not, we want people to play these games. These are games that we might have grown up with, that are hard to find, but are real joy to experience, and we want people to experience them. So
here's the thought. Maybe we should have somebody, and I don't know who, I don't want to mention names, but someone that we know that has a strong moral compass, that may or may not be against such a thing. Maybe we ought to have her on the show.
The only girl we know?
Yeah, that one.
This clearly is not going in the outtakes.
Have that one girl that we all know come on the show.
Yeah, we ought to have her on.
Will we be able to talk in front of her, or will we just be embarrassed the whole time?
Hey, I know at least 2 girls. One of them's upstairs.
The other one's your mom.
Oh!
That wasn't even your mom joking. It was well played.
No. It was the anger with which he said it that really was.
Well, because I've been holding your mom joke in for Justin for months until the perfect moment, and this was the moment. It was like a bottle cap.
Your mom was holding
me. Wait for it, Justin. That was the climax of that moment.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Welcome.
I'm ready whenever.
Okay, I was just
Steve,
about to say.
I'm gonna pull up. No, I'm gonna quay up the Nintendo's music.
Yeah, you are.
And then we'll do it. Do it to it.
Oh, I thought your dog was doing a Stevie Wonder thing there. The way his head shot up like that.
Before we start, tell Heather that I was doing a trivia thing the other night, and I got "Wannabe" by Spice Girls right, because all of our Spice Girl memory.
What was the question?
It was I forget. It was identify which one of these songs has the lyrics something or other, and I was like, I know this.
That's amazing.
My brain just stores song lyrics for no reason whatsoever.
She's gonna laugh when I tell her that. Let's go with this one, actually. Let's go with instead of Grunty's Furnace Fun, let's go with Tower of Tragedy for once.
Trivia music from Ukulele.
Ooh, is
Or
there trivia music from ukulele?
Swanky's bonus. What, Levi?
Swanky would be fun too, but
Yes,
the Dr.
I said
Quack
the name
trivia
already.
one.
What?
What's Swanky?
That's
Swanky is from
Donkey Kong Country too.
Oh.
Swanky's Dragon, it's called.
I told. Oh yeah. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
We'll get you a collection of game show
Game
music.
show.
music.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear me suggest Swanky's bonus bonanza?
Yes, we've been singing.
Yeah,
it.
it was
just
Okay, I was sorry. My
I had to ask what it was, and then they started singing. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yes, pretty much exactly
You realize you have to pull it from YouTube.
Right?
Why? We're all singing it. So.
All right. Here we go. All right, Steve, you're gonna be bringing us in. The music is gonna go the down in, and you're gonna be the talking.
Okay.
Music's gonna go in the down, and you'll do the talking
And the zippity zap zoop zeep.
You're good at that.
To be totally honest with you, that's the first time I've ever attempted a caricatured Bill Cosby impression. So,
We're very sorry.
All right. Steve. Here we go. Gotta move my cursor again.
we're
Keep
gonna
talking.
get the pudding pops.
I don't hear it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Infendo Radio. It is time for everybody's favorite segment, Infendo. In this segment, I play music for Mr. Egyptian over there, and he gets to tell me what it's from.
You can't see me right now, but I'm doing the floss.
Unless you're on our live stream, which you really should be over at twitch.tv/Infendo Radio.
Good plug, gentlemen.
I thought so. The only real rule we have is the games have to have appeared or be appearing on a Nintendo console at some point in the past or in the very near future. So,
And if it's not available now, you can emulate it. Which is, I think, what a lot of us do after we play this game. Like, oh, I've never heard of this game, but I love the soundtrack. Let me play it now.
If you like Nintendo's, can you submit a song if you like this section, Steve?
Yeah, just head over to patreon.com/Infendo Radio and join our $2 tier.
Yeah.
So, and our first track comes to us from one Jay-Z Beast. I guess I need to open the folder.
Usually a solid plan.
All right. This was the one he told me to start with. So good luck, gentlemen.
Here we go. My buddy Jay-Z.
It's actually not a trolling one either.
I'm going to need you to go a lot louder, though, Steve, because you're kind of quiet for me anyway, and I cannot hear that music.
Whoops.
Yes, and can we turn down the intro music? Or oh, it's gone.
Did the volume go up?
Ever so slightly.
Let me try this.
It's up enough that Eugene is already doing the deep thought face.
How about now? Did it go up that time?
It's a little better, but it's
That's
still
what
a
she
little
said.
quiet. I guess we'll deal with it on this first song here until you figure out your audio.
Is it 1, 2, or 3, Eugene?
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Better.
That's-
Yeah. Mm.
Sorry, I was
That's what I'm
judging
talking
you.
about.
Okay. I like it. Jay-Z Beast. Is it a Switch game? Is this
It is.
Octopath?
It's not.
Oh.
Ooh, that would have made me so mad. You said it's a Switch
Oh,
game?
Dead Cells. This is Dead Cells.
Lucas, it is a Switch game. Eugene, it is not Dead Cells.
Is this Salt Sanctuary?
Nope.
I don't know what is going on tonight, but anytime anybody talks, the music completely drops out for me.
Well, I'll keep talking then.
Let's see. Let's give you another track.
Justin's eyebrows are dancing, and it's freaking me out.
Freedom Planet? I know it's not out yet, but
It's not Freedom Planet.
This isn't Monster Hunter, is it?
no way.
It's not. I'm gonna give you your first hint though, because Lucas touched on it. This is one of 2 games that will be played tonight that are not on the system yet, that are coming very soon. The release date for this game is November 18th on Switch. It's already out on other consoles.
You said the 18th?
Is this Grandia?
Is this
No.
Dark? No, I was gonna say, is this Dark Souls? This sounds like Dark Souls.
Yeah, this sounds just like Dark Souls.
Did we get
Nice.
genre already?
Not yet. The genre is, according to Wikipedia, action adventure role playing.
Okay.
Diablo?
Nope.
Ooh, that's not a bad one.
It's not Diablo, right?
No, it's not.
Is it Diablo?
I think it's Diablo. I don't know.
I'm trying to see the coming soon list in my head.
All right.
Unfortunately, I don't check that very often, so that doesn't help me any.
I get it every day and I can't remember.
I was on it last night, actually. And not for Nintendo.
Harvest Moon coming out.
Nope. See, this is the fun part about doing stuff that's not out yet, because it's stuff that you guys probably haven't heard.
Yeah, which is why I
Probably
thought
haven't.
we banned games that weren't out yet.
Well, he's a listener. Let's give it to him.
No, he is a bad listener. That's a bad Jay-Z.
Here's your next hint. Since this is published by Cartoon Network Games, it's
Oh.
licensed.
Adventure Time.
Is
Nope.
it
Um,
Fusion Fall? No, that wasn't.
South Park.
Nope. God, why didn't I use South Park? You guys are giving me good ideas for future
There's
episodes.
not a Rick and Morty game coming out. Battle Chef Brigade?
Nope. I don't even know what other hints.
Cartoon Network tends to release games that aren't based on their shows sometimes. So
Yeah.
Well, they also do.
On a
Yeah, they
show?
do Adult Swim games. Which
Right.
Is what I'm trying to,
I think Adult Swim is considered its own separate subsidiary. So
possibly. Rule them out.
we have a confirmation.
I guess that-
now.
The confirmation on what?
Nothing. Never
Well, he
mind.
also said it's a licensed game, so.
All right.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a licensed game, because I've heard the name many times before, but I don't know if that's because it's a license or a franchise.
Are they making a Samurai Jack game?
If they are, this isn't it.
Surgeon
this is-
Simulator.
Is like Pocket Morty's coming to Switch or something?
Don't tease me.
I feel like if we haven't guessed it by now, we probably won't.
No, I want to keep going here now. It's Cartoon Network. I can do it. Is there a Wee Bear Bears
You
game
tell me
coming out?
Cartoon Network, and I'm ready to guess Dexter's Laboratory.
I don't know.
Johnny Bravo.
I don't know if
Powerpuff
it's
Girls.
coming, Lucas.
That's my
That is-
Cartoon Network.
Wait, what?
But this, I said, Lucas, I don't know if the game you guessed is coming, but this isn't it. But this game sure is my universe.
Steven Universe, the RPG one.
Oh!
Save the light, return the light, battle for the light, one of the light.
There it
Dang.
Yes, I want somebody to get-
Oh, my jam. How did I
Okay,
know that? I'm so excited for that game.
I
That
Been
was a
given up.
good hint.
There.
That was a good
Guys, it's
hint.
Paper Mario. It's basically Paper Mario. So if you can
Really?
handle
Yeah,
the
it
fact
looks-
that you know the story, like, good game.
Interesting.
All
What
right,
is it
good
called?
job,
Steven
Lucas.
Universe what?
In Universe, it's either
Universe,
Attack the
Save the
Light or
Light.
Save the Light. I can't remember which one was the mobile game.
I'll have to look
It's
that up.
Save the Light. It is the sequel to Attack of the Light.
Fun
Nice.
fact, I think I once applied to Grumpy Face Studios.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Followed by Revenge of the Light, and then The Light Awakens.
Nice. All right, this next game is one of my tracks. And here we go.
I like it.
Dante, Shovel Knight, Minecraft.
Should I start
Nope.
deleting points from Lucas's score?
Only if he's winning.
We only had one round and he got it, so.
All right. I really like this soundtrack. Like when I first heard you guys doing Nintendo tunes before I was on the show, I was like, oh, this game would be awesome, and then I remembered the rules.
Wait, what?
So
What do you mean?
this
Then you remember the rules?
This game is a port from another console.
That's fine. I think you
Not
Sonic
going
the
to get-
Fighters.
But it did appear
I'm not
on Nintendo.
So it's a Switch game then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it is a Switch game.
Okay, Steven.
Crash
Super Meat
Bandicoot 1,
Boy?
2, or 3?
Get out of here.
Nope.
Super
What,
Meat
Justin?
Boy?
Nope. Good guess, though. I'm going to go kind of light on the hint because that last hint was a really big one.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't even really know if I understand the hint. Can you say it again, but slower and less sweet?
This is a Switch game that is a port from another console. Actually, 3 other consoles. But I'm not
Is
going to
it?
give you those.
Is this a 2018 Switch game?
It is a 2018 Switch game. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, wait, what was the release date?
Okay, Beat Saber still isn't out. Is it that other one with the bug on the
The one
face?
with the bug.
The rhythm game with the bug in the face
Rez?
that you were all about? No, the other one.
Thumper.
Thumper.
No. Oh, I love this soundtrack.
How about another track?
Can we get a genre?
Yes. And I think one of you is going to get it as soon as I say the genre. This
Micro Dancer?
particular song, no, this particular song is actually the theme for this franchise. According to Wikipedia, this is a shoot-'em-up puzzle game.
Eugene looks about ready to burst.
And it's not Rez.
Nope. Okay, here's your other consoles that this game has been on.
Is this Velocity?
It is Velocity.
Oh!
I pay attention to
That's...
you when you talk to me and it matters.
Like I said, I realized last night as I was talking to you about that it was a mistake. Seriously, and I know I've said this on Twitter before, but you guys need to buy this on Switch when it comes out. It's $20. This game is the reason I bought my PlayStation 4 when I did. The original game was a PlayStation Mini on the PSP. And then they did this when it first came out. It was a free game on PlayStation Plus that was cross-buy, cross-save between PS Vita and PlayStation 4. So I actually played it on PS Vita before I played it on PS4. So, but it was the first game I played on my PS4.
Sounds like a cool game.
Really good game. Just watch IGN's review for it.
You just
All right.
made me totally want like frequency and amplitude on the
Amplitude,
Switch
yeah.
now too.
Yeah. Oh,
Or hell, just
frequency.
bring back Rock Band.
Yeah.
I need my plastic instrument fixed, damn it.
Oh God, I forgot about that. All right, here's our next one. This one comes to us from Phantom, and I almost said the title. That was bad.
Comes to us from Final Fantasy 13 and
Is this Octopath?
Nope.
Yes, this sounds like a traditional 90s JRPG.
Never know.
This could be a battle theme.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of one of my Barry Leach soundtracks, like San Francisco Rush. Kind of dig it.
I do too.
That sounds good in
He's
stereo
really,
too.
Steve's really dropping the drums and bass on us tonight.
yeah.
Well, and the funny thing, well, no, that's not true. Let's see. Let me get Wikipedia ready.
How about another track?
Or Clue, whichever.
Let's do another track.
So it's odd. It's much
This
more.
sounds just like the last one.
I don't think this is an RPG. Steven, is this an RPG?
No, it's a beat 'em up. So we've
Does
had
the
shoot 'em
main
up.
character wear
beat 'em ups.
gloves?
What?
Does the main
Does the main-
character wear gloves?
So I see 4 characters on the cover art for this, and 3 of them are wearing gloves that I can see, and I can't see the 4th one's hands. I only see her boobs.
Did we get genre yet? You said it was a beat 'em up?
Yep.
Do we have system? Do we have anything?
We have a beat 'em up, and there's 4 characters.
And boobs.
Yeah. 4 characters. 3 with gloves, the 4th has boobs. Let's
Beat 'em up with
do this
boobs.
one. That narrows it
There's
down,
a
right?
down.
And this
I mean,
now
we
this
know it's not. We know it's
Senran
not Ninja
Kagura.
Turtles.
What'd you say, Lucas?
He said Senran Kagura. Look it up later. You'll know why that's funny.
Am I gonna get worse for looking that up?
No, but
We're doing go incognito.
life goes on.
Okay.
Is this a Switch title?
Nope. This is a Nintendo 64 game.
Oh God,
Beat 'em up. Nintendo 64.
Although
that limits
was-
our up.
not necessarily. Well, here this will limit it even more. It looks like it was multi-platform. There was also a version of it on PS4, and a version of it on Windows, and a version of it on PlayStation Network, which I assume means that it came out on PlayStation 3, but I'm not sure. It's not specific.
So wait, N64 and PlayStation 4?
Well, this game was on N64, but there was a version of this game on the other consoles.
So was it released as like a classic, or was it released as like a remaster?
That I don't know. And
Were there
Wikipedia's
still
not.
boobs in the remaster?
My guess is yes.
Okay, good.
I can't even think of any beat 'em ups on N64.
No,
Right?
no.
So this game was. Let's do another track. This is Nintendo Tunes and not Nintendo Hands.
It's gonna be a long Nintendo.
So this was developed by Core Design and published by Edius Interactive on
By who?
PlayStation and Windows. Edius,
Eidos?
Eidos?
Yeah.
Eidos?
Anyway, they did the PlayStation and Windows versions. Crave Entertainment did the Nintendo 64 version. Eidos, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
They couldn't leave the E off the name then?
One of you is horribly wrong.
They're French, I think,
I'm-
so who the hell knows how it's pronounced.
See,
Well,
I think any of us are gonna
weren't
get
they the
this.
publishers of the Tomb Raider series before they were bought by Square?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many tracks I played, but you guys can concede whenever you want.
I don't know any beat 'em ups on the NC.
Yeah, that's my.
I'm having a hard time.
Oh wait, there was Gauntlet, Dark Legacy.
No, this wasn't Gauntlet. All right, I'm gonna give this one to you guys. This is called Fighting Force 64.
Oh, that's
Fighting
got to be
Force
like one of those discount bin games.
4.
I think I remember that. Was it like orange and
It
blue,
does-
the cover or something like that?
Yeah, it doesn't look very good.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, that was Phantom's second pick. I couldn't find his first one.
Was his first one an RPG?
I don't know, actually. I couldn't really find much on it at all.
Did it have "of" in the title?
No,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean it's not an RPG. Our next one comes from one Mr. Mike Corky Dog.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Cook.
Oh my god.
Really? That soon?
This is Ninja 5-0.
Yep.
This game is rad. Game Boy
Eugene,
Advance game. So
I think
good.
you mean Ninja 50.
It's so good. It had like a bionic commando mechanic where you had like a hook and you can swing, but you can still like jump and do like ninja stuff. Oh, it was so good. I loved it.
It's gonna be another one of those Nintendo tunes where I don't get 8 points again, isn't it?
Well, holy hell, that was fast. That was like 3 notes in and Eugene knew what it was.
Yeah, I know. As soon as Eugene goes, oh, I'm like, okay, well, I'm might as well just check out.
Actually, Justin, here's your chance to get some points. This comes from your boy Schnazzy One.
Schnazzy one.
As you want.
And it's another old one.
What's going on?
What's this though?
It's gotta be Super
Your sis-
Nintendo.
Yes, SNES. SNES.
I
Oh, there goes
swear
my
this is
first
the
guess.
same guys who did Animaniacs. It's not Animaniacs, is it?
No.
Well, it is zany to the max.
There is baloney in my slacks.
And Schnazzy says evil laugh as soon as I said this was his.
Oh no. Oh no. It sounds like an RPG. Is it an RPG?
It is a role-playing video game.
Wow, I would have assumed
Playing
it was
game
some
for
kind
the
of...
Super NES. Oh, well, I'm out.
Is it Chrono Trigger?
Super Mario RPG or Final
It's not
Fantasy
Chrono Trigger.
2/4.
Mario RPG, and it's not Final Fantasy 2 or 4.
Did you give us developer yet?
6/8.
Enix.
Enix. Okay.
So yeah, it's an Enix.
So is it Terranigma or Illusion of Gaia or Soul Blazer?
No, no, and no.
Is it a Dragon Quest something or other?
Yeah, that was
Not Dragon Quest.
they had some weird ones too.
Monster Rancher.
No.
That was
What else did Enix
PlayStation.
have?
PlayStation 1, actually. That's a good start.
How about another track?
I just started one.
Oh, my bad,
I'm
dog!
gonna bet you right now that I don't know what this game is when you give us the name.
What?
Probably
It
not. I hadn't heard about it until whenever I pulled tracks for Nintendo.
It sounds like F-Zero, like some kind of like... I don't know.
This was. Let's see if Justin knows his trivia. This was developed by Quintet and Ancient.
Quintek is the one that... Oh, okay, Quintek did Illusion of Gaia and Soul Blazer. Robotech, is this Robotech?
It is Robotech.
Yes!
I
Well,
feel like you
Robotech, I had no idea it was
on
an
old
RPG.
RPGs.
Quintet is the Illusion of Gaia developer, though, so you know.
Okay, Lucas, I threw this one in specifically for you.
Okay.
So pressure's on. Is Justin here?
I'm here.
Okay. Here we go.
Kirby.
Clearly Sonic
Tales of
Chaos,
Adventure?
Sonic
It's not Tales Adventure.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic
Knuckles
the Hedgehog.
Chaotic?
Really, Justin? You're gonna get the Sonic game before Lucas?
Is it Sonic
This is
2 on
Master
Game Gear?
System music.
It's Sonic 2 on Game Gear Master System.
Ooh.
Virtual Console on 3DS was how that came to a Nintendo system.
I never really liked the Game Gear games, if we're being honest. I always just thought they were kind of boring, so I skipped them.
I can't
Wait,
believe
so-
of all the games tonight, that's the one I get the point on.
I know, right?
How did the Game Gear work again? The Game Gear could play Master System games wholesale, right? You can literally put a Master System cartridge into a Game Gear, if I'm correct?
I mean, I think there was some sort of way to finagle
Or like an
that.
adapter, right?
Yeah, but the resolution on the Game Gear was lower, so I don't know how they managed that. Because, like, if you look at Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Master System and compare it to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Game Gear, there's a smaller viewing area. So I don't know how they managed that. But yeah, the hardware is almost like the Game Gear is basically what? Yeah, probably.
I guess it just zoomed in a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Game Gear was basically a portable Master System, which is how I recognized the music because it sounded 8-bit Sega.
Actually pretty innovative when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Game Boy basically ran on the same processor as the original NES.
Yeah, but they never took advantage of that.
Yeah, well, because
I'm not gonna lie. I was jealous of my Game Gear brethren, especially the people who had like the TV tuners and stuff. Like that was rad.
I had a Game Gear for like a decade before I had a Game Boy. My first Game Boy was the Game Boy Pocket.
See, to me, all Game Gear were the inferior ports that we got on the inferior Sonic Collection games that came out. If you're one of the cool kids, you had the collections that had all the Genesis games. If you're one of the lame kids like me, you had all the Game Gear versions.
Well, to be fair, the Game Gear / Master System versions, at least the first Sonic the Hedgehog, came out before the Genesis version. So
they were so
the Master System's Sonic the Hedgehog was the original.
Hey, you guys
that's like saying my favorite Kirby game is the original one on the Game Boy. It's like, no, it's not. And if you say it is, you're a liar.
I didn't say it was my favorite. I just said I do love the original one on the Game Boy. It's a great time waster.
All right. Here we go. Next one comes to us from
I emulate it all the time.
Is it Justin burping?
Yes. 3 points for Lucas.
Is this
Who did you say this comes from?
Shut up.
This is correct.
Okay, give the Patreon credit and then shut up.
I know this game.
I know this.
Skate or Die?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Skate or Die.
Damn.
And 10 tunes.
Censor that out, Eugene. Pika. Nice.
I think Lucas is Super Saiyan level like 2000 at this point.
I'm gonna have to check out Skate or Die because I'm digging the music. You know what? It reminds me of who's the developer of Skate or Die?
Konami.
Okay, yeah.
It sounds vaguely Konami-esque. I was also gonna say
like
it reminds me a lot of the soundtrack from New Ghostbusters 2.
Mm-hmm.
So my entire history with Skate or Die is watching a JonTron video of it and then naming a bunch of Mario Maker stages after it.
All right, next round.
Okay, our next round comes to us from Malik Emrys. Good luck.
Skate or Die 2. Which is a game.
It is a game, but this is not it.
This isn't like Mock Rider, is it?
Nope.
Is this an NES game?
No, this is Game Boy.
Oh.
Oh crap. Well,
Yeah.
this has been fun. Is it Pac-Man or Mario Land?
No.
Then I'm out.
And I
It's a pretty hardcore Pac-Man.
I can't give you a genre on this game aside from the genre that it's based on is a sport, because the genre is way too specific as to what sport.
This is it's got to be a wrestling game, WWF game.
What was on the Game Boy?
WrestleMania.
Was No Revenge?
Unless someone can give me the actual title, I'm giving it to Justin. So what's the title, boys?
Is it WrestleMania?
It's not.
There was
WWE.
No.
No, this predates the WWE.
Hulk Hogan's Wrestle Extravaganza.
I can't remember the ones on the Game Boy. I know the 64 ones, but yeah, I got nothing.
Justin gets the point. WWF Superstars.
Superstars.
I think I might have had the Super NES version of that. I just immediately recognized Hulk Hogan's theme.
Yeah, this is Hulk Hogan's theme. So
I am a real American. Fight for the rights.
There was another one on here where I was like, really? I think it's this one.
I'd like to point out that Justin has earned 2 points tonight.
Did I give myself the second point?
Yeah. Actually, what is the score right now? It's pretty close, isn't it?
Currently, Lucas is in the lead with 3. And Eugene and I are tied at 2.
Oh, nice.
His game.
Yeah, there was one song I was like, no, this is still the same game.
WWF Superstars. All-Stars.
Hulk Hogan's wrestling extravaganza.
Yeah.
For the love of God,
I heard this song and I'm like, really? Really?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know whose theme that was. Maybe it was
a
theme, Justin. Winner.
You know, the
Macho King Randy.
No, really? He used Pomp and Circumstance as his theme? That's a lot.
You know the name of Pomp and Circumstance?
You don't know the name of Pomp and Circumstance? It's the graduation song.
Yeah, that's what everyone knows it as.
That's what I know.
I'm sorry for you uncultured swine. I'm sorry that I know the names of a few classical pieces. It was in Fantasia 2000. Shut up.
This one comes from me.
Circumstances Pompous.
Nope.
Damn.
Good guess.
This is Steve?
This is a me game, yeah.
I like it.
I know. I was shocked.
Like the golden age of chiptunes tonight.
The composer for this version of this game, by the way, was Hitachi Sakimoto.
Ooh, Sakimoto's is Sakamoto the Final Fantasy guy?
I don't know.
That was Uematsu.
Oh yeah. Sakamoto. What the hell is that guy?
Wait, what's the first name again? Or the whatever.
Hitachi? Hitoshi? I don't know. I don't do Japanese.
Nintendo are very racially aware. What's the whatever?
Sakimoto. I don't recognize the name.
What?
Did you get System yet?
System is original Game Boy.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. Is it Blaster Master Boy?
Nope.
Is it just Blaster Master?
Nope. I thought Justin would get it by that guitar riff. That's funny.
Is it Power Rangers?
Can you be more specific?
No, is it Power Rangers?
It's Power Rangers the movie, the video game for Game Boy.
Who gets that point?
Yep.
I will share it with whoever got the full name. I'm not revoking my point for freaking Power Rangers.
Don't worry, I'll take the point, Gal.
You gotta admit, that is a damn good soundtrack. Like, I've been listening to some of the old Power Ranger soundtracks.
Listen to the Game Gear ones.
Yeah. I know, it's on my to-download list.
Also, who's getting that point? You're the boss here.
Lucas said Power Rangers first, so.
All right.
Hooray!
What's the score, Justin?
Assuming we're not sharing that point, Lucas has 4. Eugene and I are tied at 2.
This whole game has just been me reading Steve.
Yeah. Justin, if you want to share the point, go for it.
We'll see how close the ending comes down to. If Lucas and I are 1 point away at the end, we'll consider it a tie and break it.
I veto this decision. You need to pick the point now or forever hold your peace.
Okay, Justin, you share a point.
There we go.
All right, get your fucking buzzers ready, because here we go. This is one of mine. Loading.
Dante.
Really? No.
Shovel Knight.
I do know this, though.
Aladdin?
Listen. It's not Aladdin either, by the way.
Sonic Mania?
Nope. I thought about using that actually,
Oh,
but I
that's
threw
so
Sonic 2 in
familiar.
instead. It should.
Monster Hunter?
Nope. And I'm not giving you any hints on this one. You guys are going to have to get
another
this
Is
right.
this
Oh,
Hyrule
then I may as well
Warriors?
It's not Hyrule Warriors. Ah, shit. This one's a giveaway. Oh, well. Here we go.
This is a giveaway. Why is nobody guessing it?
Because
Has
clearly neither...
has anyone but you ever heard of this game?
I've heard this before. I've played
Yeah,
it.
every single one of you guys has played this game. It's a
Bravely
very beloved
Default,
franchise.
Bravely Second,
It's not Bravely.
Octopath, Final Fantasy?
Nope.
No, it's a game that we've all played, he said.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Because it's a game we've all played. He said, "Are you here?"
Pretty sure everybody's played it. I know we've all played the franchise. It's an action-adventure game.
It's not Hyrule Warriors.
It's starting to sound
Nope.
familiar now.
Starting to sound
Can we at
familiar.
least have console?
DS.
Is this Mario Kart?
Nope.
Can we get the third track?
This Phantom Hourglass or Spirit
Oh,
Tracks?
yeah, is it?
Oh, dang it.
I was like a half a second away.
There was something about that little leitmotif that sounded
Da-da-da-dum.
Zelda-esque.
Yeah. That last song I played, by the way, Justin, do you have the Legend of Zelda Symphony CD that was released in Japan? Because that last song is actually
Maybe.
on it.
I
I'll have
don't
to
know.
get that.
I have like no familiarity with either of the DS Zelda game soundtracks. I barely played Phantom Hourglass and never played Spirit Tracks, but
You should. It's got really good graphics.
Yeah, it's
All right,
better than
guys. We're on our last track. You can pick A or B.
E.
And don't
Q.
say C. B it is. As per Lucas's request, here we go.
Turn it up just a little.
can I choose A?
A would have been much easier.
Oh. It's like Pocket Tournament. That's not Pocket Tournament.
Nope.
Is it Doom?
Nope.
Wolfenstein.
What?
Wolfenstein.
Nope.
Wolfenstein 2.
2.
Okay,
Nope.
what system is it on?
Switch.
The Doom.
Blaster Master Zero.
Nope.
Doom 2.
I lied.
Whatever the
Tropical
next
Freeze?
one's called.
This game, not only is it on Switch, it was also on 3DS and Wii U.
Tropical Freeze?
Nope.
All right.
Let's get you another track.
Not Hyrule Warriors, is it?
Nope.
Oh,
Ooh, that would have been a good pull.
right?
For that clue, anyway.
I think what? Oh, Resident Evil Revelations? Or Revelations
Nope.
2?
Nope.
That would have been a good one too.
Trying to
Your
think.
genre, since it seems to be a theme lately in the Discord, is roguelike.
I still don't know what that
Binding
means.
of Isaac?
Binding of Isaac is it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes!
And is it-
That actually felt good. I love that game, by the way. I cannot. The 3DS version is garbage. It's all glitchy. Don't recommend it. The original, like the Wii U version or the Switch version, buy that. That's a good game.
That's
Mhm.
disappointing
I-
because the 3DS would have the Parallax 3D type stuff in it. If it
Well, I don't think they incorporated 3D.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
it
they
had
did it?
any in it.
Oh well then.
No, the only thing
So that-
Binding of Isaac did on the 3DS that it didn't do on the other systems was randomly crash and lose your entire play. So
Yeah, and it was new.
That's a good.
Like you needed to have a new 3DS in
Yeah.
order to run it, and you had to use the nub and all that. I've never played
Yeah.
the game. I just remember when it came out. people talking
Yeah.
about.
It was one of the first new 3DS only games to come out, actually.
It might have been
That's
the first
only
roguelike that I actually
3DS
played.
only.
Yeah, it
I
was the
still know
second
what
one.
roguelite means. So
No one does. That's why it's
Google it, my
provocative.
friend. So I believe
Yay!
Lucas
I win Nintendo!
Oh, I was ready for another track. I was like, hey, come on, let's
Yeah,
go, boy.
That's it, boy. It's over.
I can do one more, but if it do any good, we can do one more.
No, I'm disappointed in
Do it for
myself.
fun.
well, there's not much point. Either Lucas will win, or Lucas and I will tie.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
We have to do another round.
Let's do one more round. If Justin gets this, and me and Justin will both get a win for this week.
I'm good with it. Here we go. Get your buzzers ready. This could go quick.
Did you just flip a West Side, Justin?
Clue Land.
Nope.
Can't do that.
Pokemon.
I can do this.
I feel like if either of the old people were listening right now, they would have gotten it by now.
So, and by the way, I can't give you any hints on this because I've already closed Wikipedia, but it is an NES game.
I'm so happy we went with B. You don't even know.
Here's your next track. If I remember right, this is a platformer.
I played this game.
So yeah, what
You're
happened?
knowledgeable.
This has got to be a Konami game.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
I
Tell me
definitely
what it
played
is.
this
I'll look
game.
it up.
Definitely.
Ghosts
played
and
this.
goblins. Grabbed
You
by
almost
the
stopped me.
goblins.
God, you just make it too easy.
Grabbed your mom by the goblins last night.
This is a
Was that where we were going?
What did you say?
Anything about goblins?
This is Capcom.
Capcom. How about another track?
And I was wrong. It's not a platform. Well, yes, it is. It's an action platform role-playing game. Okay, here's your next track.
Platform roleplay. What is this?
Right? It's not Little Nemo, is it?
Nope. It does sound like it, though. I mean, I guess that's just Capcom, but...
Sure. Was it published and developed by Capcom?
Developed and published by Capcom, yes.
Is it Willow?
Nope.
No, Willow is top down. Strider?
Nope.
Did you give us genre yet?
Action platform.
Oh yeah,
role
duh.
playing.
Actually, yeah, duh.
All the genres.
I think it's more of a platformer than anything.
Is it in the Disney Afternoon collection?
No.
Does the main character wear gloves?
No.
Why do we even acknowledge that question anymore?
But the main character is an assist trophy in Smash Brothers.
Oh.
Devil.
Ooh, is it Gargoyle's Quest? 2?
There it is.
All right, so we have at the end of this round, Lucas has still won.
Yeah,
And I
but
feel
that
better
was
about
fun.
myself.
I'd like to thank all the fans who made this possible. Send me
Yeah, we
free
actually had half of that was patron suggestions. So
Nice.
thank you
Awesome.
for our $2 patron level.
Yeah, I used to be concerned about having the patrons suggest. I thought that it would just overtake Nintendo's, but it turns out that it's a huge help because I don't have to think of as many games.
I know, right? Isn't it nice?
Except for next week,
of course,
because
the
we
problem-
all have to pick music, because next week is an all Nintendo's episode.
Sure is.
Yes,
If
now
you- I guess now would be a good time to plug. If you want to be on next week's show, you can join our $50 tier, and you can do that and be on the show. Pick some songs. Let's play Nintendo's.
You can see just how hard Nintendo's actually is.
All All right. With that, we're going to close the Nintendo section, and we're going to be right back with the question block.
We're not just stupid. It's hard.
Now, are we still doing Patreon suggestions during next week's Nintendo Tunes, or
for next week? Right?
Yeah,
How
we
do
probably
Right.
let's not. We won't post that post for in Patreon this week, and then we'll just post it again for the next week. Maybe in
Also
lieu of
to our-
that, we'll post a post that says it's an all Nintendo show. So
Right.
post.
Also, to our patrons of the $3 tier, the question block, there will be no post next week since we won't be doing a question block next week.
right, yeah. All right, so
Most
let
of you guys
me.
But please continue to send us money, even though we're giving you nothing for it next week.
Well, in all fairness,
bonus
it's just
week
because
anyway.
it's an extra week. A
Yeah.
bonus show.
It's our special
Right.
edition, our collector's edition, if you will. It's the gold
They get to-
This is the one that you'll
On the
have to
show.
pirate because it won't be around much longer.
God. Okay, I am going to put a bookmark here. Question block. Starting here.
I know that's
Alright.
your mom joke. Don't have it fast.
Oh, God. Let me know about this music level here. How about this one?
Look at these questions.
How we sound?
Loud but pleasant.
We'll start loud and go down with it anyways. Let me adjust it down to hair so that's not blazing the eardrums. Okay. So I'll bring us in to question block. There are, I guess we forgot this part in the pre-show. It looks like there's 4 questions. 1, 2. Yeah. So who wants to take what?
I'll take
Alright.
Jay-Z.
I will
Okay.
take Phantom.
I will take. Where is it again?
It's in the chat.
Okay,
Up at the very top.
our
So
chat
we've
or
got-
their chat?
Zoom chat.
Zoom chat.
Oh, that
we've
chat. I forgot that existed. Okay.
We've got
Like
Corky Dog
5 hats.
left
all right,
over.
so, yeah, I'll take the leftover.
Yes, you get your choice of
I've-
leftovers. You get Minus or Corky.
I guess I'll. What? I abstain.
Take the other one.
Congratulations, you get Corky Dog by default. 'Cause I'm there.
Why not?
I'll
Okay.
take Minus then. All right, that works. Then I'll lead us in. I'll start with Minus's question. I guess we'll go in order because there's, clearly a theme with this week's question block. So we'll get there when we get there. All right. Here we go. Let me make my note. Oh, my cat's about to freak out here soon because he's probably hungry, just so you know. So
Well, Eugene, you were
Don't.
annoyed either. Now Justin's annoyed, so all's good in the world.
Guys, I just want you all to know I love our listeners.
I do too. It's the best. It's so great. All right, here we go.
It was
Yep, that was a kitty.
It actually sounded like a sound effect. I was like, I
Why
didn't
did we
realize
just
they had mittens in the jungle.
All right, here we go. Oh, God damn it. I need to restart that goddamn song.
Dustin, take notes. These are all going to make excellent bloopers.
Here we go again. All right, we're here with the question block, and boy, do we have a question block for you this week. My goodness. If you'd like to join us for the question block, you can if you join our Patreon at patreon.com/Infendo Radio and join us at the $3 level, just like Minus did. Minus asks, what is the most outrageous food item you've either seen or tasted with ranch on it? Okay, I have an answer for this because my girlfriend puts ranch on like literally everything. So, has anybody ever tried ranch on scrambled eggs? Because I have, and I liked it.
Isn't that called huevos rancheros?
I don't know. No, I thought Huevos Rancheros had like literally chili on it. Like I don't know what you Utahns make over there, but
no, we use fry sauce here.
Oh,
Yeah.
there ain't no ranch dressing, y'all. What's the weirdest ranch dipped item you've ever tasted?
Well, not. I don't know if you guys have this where you live, but a lot of our local pizza places have started doing chicken bacon ranch, which is
What?
It sounds strange, but it is delicious, especially when the ratios are right. Yep.
It has bacon. You had me at bacon. No, the weirdest thing we do here in Utah is the whole dip your pizza in ranch. Like, what?
That's
is
not
wrong
the
with-
weirdest thing you do in Utah.
Well, okay. The thing we do with ranch here in Utah.
That might not
That's
be.
probably
That might
not the
not be the
weirdest
strangest thing you do with ranch in Utah.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Oh God.
Not that.
At my old school, at the University of Tampa, they had a stadium was like the big like dormitory where all the sports areas were, and it had a huge cafeteria section. And one of them was a pizza place that I don't remember the name of anymore, but they had a like. It wasn't really a pizza, but it was kind of like a pizza folded on itself, but it was a salad. So it had ranch, like oodles of ranch, and it had lettuce and just some other veggies and stuff. It was really tasty. And I've never been able to really, like, I can barely even remember how it tasted these days. But I'd love to go back and see if they still make it, because I remember it being just delicious, and I absolutely loved it. That was before I was even a vegetarian. So,
Justin, you ever
I
think
bet
of
you
your
don't-
ranch delight?
Question.
What? I already
Sure.
said chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
the three of our answers were basically pizza.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Oh, well, that does it for that question.
That was good timing.
Why don't you take us away with Phantom?
I will. Phantom asks, to add to the food questions, what's the most outrageous thing you have ever seen or tasted that was deep fried? And this is another shout out to the University of Tampa, because every year at Stadium, we would do Relay for Life, where we would walk around the track for like 20 straight hours, and it was all the money went to cancer research, and there's like a ton of really expensive stuff, and it was a great time. And then you'd come home at 7 and you'd pass out. While I was there, I had a fried Oreo, and it was really good. It was really
Fried-
good. Fried Oreo.
And they weren't really good.
Oh, it was good, boy. I would have just eaten all the fried Oreos. Short of that, it would probably be fried ice cream, which I know is a little more traditional. The only odd thing about that is I got it at the Colonial America part of Epcot. So for the longest time, I thought fried ice cream was a classic American delicacy. Before I learned that I think it actually has its roots in Hispanic cuisine. But I'm
That's
going
the
with
first
fried
time
Oreo.
Yeah, had it is like at a Mexican restaurant or a Hispanic restaurant or whatever. Yeah.
I know
for me,
fried bananas are a thing in Mexican
Ugh.
cuisine.
Hate those.
That sounds interesting, but I don't know that I'd want to try it. I've tried some weird fried stuff because we have this weird thing here in New Mexico. It's like a pork and brew festival, and they have all kinds of weird things off on the side. But anyways, one of the things that I tried, and I don't even know how you can do this, but it was fried cotton candy, and it was
How
weird.
does that even work?
I don't know. It was
Try
crispy.
anything.
Yeah, it was good.
You can, but you shouldn't.
It was good and it was weird.
How has nobody said deep fried pickles yet?
But that's good.
I mean,
No,
is
that's
that like
not
pickle
disgusting.
chips?
Pickles in general are disgusting. So you deep fry it, that doesn't help. You could wrap it in bacon, bread it, and deep fry it, and I still wouldn't eat it because it's
You're a monster. Deep fried pickles
Is
are
that the worst
delicious.
thing you've ever tasted?
Okay,
though? Or the most interesting
Oh
thing?
yeah.
Is
Sure.
deep fried pickles like the pickle chips that you get and you dip them in the like the horseradish sauce, or is that?
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are
same
good.
time.
I love those. We went to a sushi restaurant last night, and there were one of the sushi rolls I got was deep fried.
Deep fried sushi
which
is actually good. I've had that before.
yeah, and actually the sushi place that we usually go to does a volcano roll that's deep fried, and if you eat in, you get a couple little slices of it for free. So
That begs the question, though: is it really still sushi if it's been deep fried?
why isn't it?
Because sushi is raw fish, and when you're deep
No.
frying it, you're gonna be cooking
Sushi is just the act of putting stuff inside, like either seaweed or rice
they
I
have,
paper.
feel
like,
like there's some
they have, like,
ardent.
the
Well, yeah, there's
California
vegetarian
rolls or
sushi,
whatever.
but it's not real sushi. I feel like an ardent
No.
sushi fan might disagree on this one.
I feel like
Might
an ardent
make-
sushi fan would disagree with you because there are like hundreds of different kinds of sushi, and like maybe half of them have raw fish in them.
Yeah, I just don't think it really counts. But all right.
You've been getting your sushi information from 90s cartoons, it seems.
I've been getting my sushi information from people who eat sushi, but all right.
No, most of the sushi, like we go out for sushi a lot, like to actual Japanese restaurants, and like about half of the sushi has some kind of cooked whatever in it.
See, that to me feels like when you get like a turkey burger. It's like it's not a burger because it doesn't have cow in it. Like,
Well,
The
speaking
definition of a sushi is, just this: you put stuff inside a type of edible paper with rice. That's sushi.
do you see what you've done? Do you see what you've done?
Speaking of disagreement, we're about to have another one because I'm sure I'm in the minority here. Jay-Z Beast writes, does pineapple belong on pizza? No. Next question.
Ah.
I mean,
You
I've
can.
had Hawaiian pizza. I don't like pineapple to begin with, but I kind of liked it. I mean, I like
No.
what I've grown to like the juxtaposition of sweet and salt and
Yeah.
sweet and salty. And even though I don't like pineapple as a rule, Hawaiian pizza does have that nice, that like for at the risk of using the same $5 word, juxtaposition.
Pineapple is delicious by itself. Pineapple on pizza is a sin. I had pineapple pizza once when I was at Ryan Smith's house for a sleepover a long time ago. His dad ordered pizza and he got it all with pineapple, and I hated it. And I was like, I didn't think you could make me hate pizza, but I hate this. Like, no,
Yeah.
pineapple is
My
the
wife
worst thing. you
I'm
can
like,
put on-
no, that is terrible.
I've
It's
had
okay-
pineapple
I would
with
rather-
pen.
It's
I would
definitely
rather
okay
eat, like,
to not
bacon
like the
or
pineapple.
sausage on a pizza than pineapple pizza.
I think it's okay not to like it. I think it's, but I mean, it doesn't have to be like banned or anything like that.
No,
I will
be
say that
outlawed.
I will say that a really good juxtaposition with pizza is the sweet and the salty, but then also a spicy. We have this chili in New Mexico called a green chili, and the green chili on pizza is freaking bomb. It's so good.
See, I
Okay,
don't
so-
like spicy, so I can do without that.
So going off of Eugene's
But
thing,
green chili
let's,
aren't overly spicy.
What's that?
let's expand. Let's expand this.
You're thinking of
favorite
green peppers.
What, Lucas?
favorite pizza topping. Go.
Ooh.
None.
Pepperoni and olive.
I like plain cheese. I like New York style plain cheese.
I
Pepperoni
used to be
green
like
chili.
you. Then I discovered black olives.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
If,
discovered black olives? You're Italian.
actually,
Dude, we never did black olive pizza.
my ultimate pizza is gonna have pepperoni. It's gonna have green chili and mushrooms because I love mushroom on pizza.
I don't
My
like
ultimate
mushrooms on
pizza-
anything.
My ultimate pizza is going to be more black olive than pizza.
You get your pizza and you get your black olives and your pepperoni, and that's a good pizza. The other one I like though is a chicken barbecue pizza.
I used to like those.
I don't like
Those are
barbecue
good.
pizza actually.
Back
it's
in the
even
day.
Like
You know what?
everything's good.
Let me alter my answer. I like bacon on pizza, and like I said, the chicken bacon ranch is probably my favorite non-plain cheese pizza. So
Ooh, that would be a good
Well, continuing the food topic, says Mike Corky Dog. What's the strangest combination you've had on a pizza?
apparently, I'm not reading a question tonight. That works for me.
Oh God, I'm a jerk. Well, sorry, Justin. I took your stuff. I'm
The strangest combination I've had on pizza is chicken bacon ranch. Moving on.
Strangest combination I've ever had on a pizza.
There is a pizza that we have at this restaurant here in Utah that's called Lucy's Pizza or Lucky's Pizza. I can never remember.
It's very
But
different
this-
names.
I know, right? The sauce is made of barbecue and ranch, and at Taco Time we call that casa sauce, so I call it the casa sauce pizza. But it uses that as its sauce, and it's got cheese and jalapenos and a whole bunch of other stuff that we leave off. But it is weird. It's good, but it's weird. So yeah,
So there's
Casa
that.
sauce.
All right. Well, I keep cutting in and out here, but CC's Pizza would make this dessert pizza.
Ugh.
That was basically just pizza crust with like chocolate sauce and M&Ms and all kinds of junk on it. I don't know if 27-year-old Lucas would like it, but 7-year-old
Yes.
Lucas was all about, yeah, let's be honest. I would love it. But 7-year-old Lucas was all about that pizza. So,
Ugh.
And what do you mean, Justin?
yeah, really,
How
dude.
could you get wrong with dessert and pizza?
Oh, no.
No.
Chocolate and M&Ms.
It's the CC's Pizza that I go ugh about. I remember CC's Pizza. I didn't
Aw,
want to.
dog, you cannot go wrong with all you can
No,
eat pizza.
when we all meet up,
Yes,
when
you
we go to
can, when it
E3,
sucks.
when we go to E3 next year, we're gonna find the one CC's in LA, and we're gonna sit there together.
Right?
Ugh.
The best thing about CC's I always remember is going to the arcade afterwards, man. You play some Metal
Yes.
Slug.
Oh God,
I
I
think
didn't
that was
have the
where I
benefit of
discovered
that.
the
I never
Simpsons
went to a
arcade
CC's
game.
with a arcade.
God,
Okay,
next year's
weirdest
gonna-
combination of pizza. It's probably a dessert pizza for me. Like something like I remember having a weird pizza that had like mushrooms and like gummy bears and stuff on it. Like it was good, but like it was weird.
What did it have?
It had like
Mushrooms and gummy bears.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say mushrooms, marshmallows,
You
and
did.
gummy
That's
bears?
why I was-
I was like, you were like, it's a dessert pizza. It had mushrooms and
Right on
gummy bears. I'm like, oh wow.
That's what. Sorry, that's why I was confused. I'm like, wait a sec, mushrooms and gummy bears. What is that?
Yeah, it was a vegetarian pizza. It had pork and it had chicken.
Right, Nintendo challenge for this week to all you listeners at home: make a pizza, put mushrooms and gummy bears on it.
And then send us a video of you eating it.
Videotape yourself eating it. Send us the link, and we will put it on Infendo's YouTube page.
Video.
Do it.
You have
Now
to
here-
actually record it with a camcorder on VHS and send it.
The mushrooms and the gummy bears that you use, though, have to be of the illegal kind.
Oh, God.
No. Infendo can't support. Infendo can't be supporting that. I want to see some portabellas on there. That's all I want. Those gummy bears can't be laced with anything either. I know how the kids think these days.
Well, the question that I want to ask is, what's the... Oh, God. The question I want answered is, what's the
Saved by the
strangest
buzzer.
segment that you've had in Question Block? And this is it. We're going to be right back with Change the System, y'all. All right.
That was fun.
That was hilarious.
This is
Eugene,
the-
seriously, mushrooms and gummy bears. That's your title for 456.
I legitimately hope someone does that. I legitimately hope by next week someone makes a mushroom and gummy bear pizza and does a taste
Phantom
test.
will do it.
I want to see
I
it.
have faith in Phantom. He's got
I
nothing
will.
else
I'm
to
not
do.
kidding. I will post that. I'll give you a nice title and everything. I will post that on
should
our
have like a
YouTube-
prize or something. Can we? The terrible
not only-
idea pizza prize.
We're not only posting it to YouTube, we're posting it everywhere. We're putting it on YouTube. We're putting it on Twitch.
We're not only
Nintendo.com.
numbers, we're the president.
We're putting it on NintendoFever.com. We're putting it everywhere.
We're gonna put it on the WhiteHouse.gov, everything.
Ever noticed all I do is eat on this show? I mean, really.
No, every week.
Does
And
there?
I'm hungry now.
It's funny
I
because
am-
like a hand just like reaches out to the left of you and hands you food all the time. Like I
Well,
want
what's
one of
weird is-
those.
It just keeps happening after the show when we hang out. Like I'll be sitting down with Steve, and there'll just be hands giving him sandwiches and pizza. And one gave me.
That's the
plate of
ticket thing.
zucchini.
Lend a hand.
Dude, Lucas, you need to deep fry that zucchini. It makes it so much better.
Put it on a pizza with some mushrooms and gummy.
Oh God, y'all are gonna make me either have to go get something to eat or puke. I'm not sure which.
I kind of want to make the mushroom gummy bear pizza. I'm completely serious right now. I kind of want to try it.
Phantom could live forever in gummy bear history.
Oh my, oh my. All right, we're going to change the system here. Let me find some music to change it to. How about Pirate Land?
Boy, you're full of it tonight, huh, Justin?
Huh?
You're full of it tonight, aren't you?
Love this soundtrack.
I'm always full of it.
You know what I forgot to mention in our emulation discussion? Was
We played Mario Party together?
Yeah,
Well, that's what I thought you were talking about when you talked about, like tunneling and all that.
Well,
I thought
that too.
you're
That
gonna
too.
mention.
By the way, when are we going to do that again? Because that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
We didn't even have to record it this time. I'll just play Mario Party with you.
Right? I'm in. We can even all four play, honestly. Like, it's really... I mean, it's not easy,
I don't want to
but
be involved
I think
in
I
your
remember
foreplay.
how I did it.
Or we could just wait 2 months and play Super Mario Party.
Shh. Oh, wait, we have
Yeah,
that
but
Loom
it's
video
restricted
where we
online
did it all. I can just go pull that and figure out how I did it.
Sweet.
All right, here comes the music and the pirates and the lands. And I need
The
to make a
music
note.
and the pirates and the lands and the...
And the pudding pops.
All right, here we go.
I'm definitely gonna have to skip. Sorry.
All
But
right,
all this
we're
is-
back with Change the System, and it's great. It's good times. We've been playing some games. I haven't been playing that much though. I have been playing games, so I think we're probably going to be overlapping here, Lucas, because I have been playing some Sonic Mania, and
my.
I have some thoughts on that game. And my
We've heard your
opinion
thoughts on that game.
Well, yes, my opinion has definitely, I guess, brightened a little bit from last week. I put in, gosh, I don't know. I'd have to look at my Switch. I've definitely put in at least 5 to 10 hours into the game. I'm getting close to completion, I want to say. But it's playable. I like it to a point. Here's what I said pre-show. I see this game as like people who don't like RPGs, that don't like that grindy part of RPGs. Like, I can see the merits of Sonic. I can see that it's an actually good game now because, like I was mentioning pre-show, I love the music. And I actually really do like the art design. I think it's really cool to go back and see, like, an old 16-bit, for lack of better terms, because it does have other good stuff in there, like that's not 16-bit, but you know what I mean. It gives you those old Genesis vibes, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing the most of. I have to say that since I started learning like what Sonic is about, like, I know it's not Mario. I know I wanted to play like Mario, but now I know it's not Mario, and I'm dealing with that, like, you go up hills, you go up like inclines, and like you can't jump because you're gonna jump backwards, and it's infuriating. But instead of doing that, what you're gonna want to do is on your way down from jumping, you're gonna want to, on the way down from jumping, you hold the A button because you get the spinny spin, and then you just go. So I learned that tactic.
It's a much more physics-based platformer than Mario.
Right. So you have to learn the little tricks about Sonic. And it, I'll fully admit, it took me, I had to get good, I guess, to understand it. But now that I understand it, like, I got to levels where it was more physically demanding that I couldn't just, like, power my way through. Had to, like, think about those type of things, think about the gameplay mechanics. And yeah, I can appreciate that. I will say, though, that I'm not going out of my way and finding all of the, the secret rings or whatever and all the emeralds and all that crap. Like, I just don't care. I don't like the extra levels to begin with. Like, I don't find them very fun. Like, where you chase the robot or whatever. Like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like, if I find it, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to find all the extras. So that's how I'm playing Sonic, and it's fine. I'm enjoying it that way. I am playing it on occasion with Heather as well, because she does like Sonic a lot. So she's actually kind of showing me the ropes on this game. I'm gonna admit, like, I didn't really understand a lot of the tactics involved with Sonic, but like it makes sense. And then like, so, you start to see the type of things where that lead to secrets and stuff, right? Like you see the loop-de-loops and you're like, okay, if I go on the top loop-de-loop thing, then I'm gonna go one way. If I go on the bottom loop-de-loop thing, I'm gonna go another way. And there's probably different secrets on either side, and I can appreciate that. So, but other than Sonic, what else have I been playing? Pokemon Go, pretty heavy into it. I know we didn't have a news section, but I saw a news article floating out this week that Pokemon Go has had the most active people playing since launch or whatever, which is really cool to see again.
Are there any
Speaking of
events
which, I need to
going on
open my
right now?
gifts.
I think it very well might have been because of all the events that happened in for the summertime stuff. So the Eevee one just ended.
They've been doing raids every weekend for various Pokemon. Zelda they just started those quests.
Yep.
I
So
expect gameplay to plateau during Let's Go. I think that's going to be huge for this game. But
yeah,
we'll
for
see.
sure. For sure. I think that, you're not wrong. I think that when Let's Go releases, that's going to see the biggest spike in ever. Like, I don't know that unless there's like a Let's Go 2 Zapdos edition or whatever, Mew edition.
No.
Then,
Oh, man, don't suggest that because I'll end up buying it.
Old. Take my money.
No.
I've always been a
Let's
sucker
Go
for the
on.
third version of every generation,
Sure. But yeah.
even though I never play them.
Honestly, nothing really else. I'm having a hell of a time with Pokemon Go, though, I have to say. Then all the new stuff that they're adding, like little by little, like granted, this should have been in from the start, like trading and all this stuff, but like it's really cool. Like I'm finding that the trading event, I was trading more Pokemon than ever because they were giving incentives for that. Like you got 4 candies if you were trading instead of just the 1. So instead of transferring my Pokemon away, I was more often than not trading it. So that was really cool. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I really like how they're keeping the game fresh with these little events that like change up the game with giving you like double XP or whatever, like that stuff is cool. So all right, that was my time. Who wants to take next?
I think
I'll
Lucas. Go, Jess.
Either way.
No preference.
I have totally not been playing Super Mario Odyssey on and off throughout the podcast, and by that I mean I have. I don't know what got me hooked on Mario Odyssey again, but just I was looking for something to play, kind of tired of everything that I had. Popped in Mario Odyssey, started playing it, and remembered why I love playing it so much. Like, unlike Sonic, it feels good to platform in Mario Odyssey. It's just, I don't know, just running around the levels is fun, but I still have like hundreds of moons to find, and what I'm trying to do right now is collect all the purple coins and unlock all of the collectibles and all that. I've already have all the costumes available to me. I still have to buy a few of them, and I might be using my little amiibo spoofer to get like the Wedding Bowser and Wedding Peach ones. Just
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. This just saved me having to play hours worth of the balloon chase. But so yeah, and as a matter of fact, just before we started the our change the system section, I was fighting Bowser for the second time ever. I've never like gone through and rebeaten it.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of fun. Beyond that, yeah, I've mostly, just been playing stuff on the NES and Super NES Classics. Same stuff as before. I finally made it to Venom on the hard difficulty in Star Fox, so I'm finally going to get to see what that looks like. And for the first
Star Fox
time
64 or regular Star Fox?
Regular Star Fox.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never done that either.
Yeah, well, it's great when you have save states.
Yeah.
Save states and rewinds, because basically what I'll do is, like, every time how the original Star Fox, things kind of go in spurts. Like you go through a section where there are enemies everywhere, and then you've got a couple of seconds reprieve. During those couple of seconds, I'll throw save state in. So if I screw up the next section, I just jump back. Kind of like a checkpoint.
Right.
So that's kind of helped me get through it.
That's smart.
Playing the game that I want to do my retro review for, so I'm not going to talk about that until I'm finished with that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Mario Odyssey. Like, I was jumping around on things on my Switch past couple of nights, just trying to find stuff to play, but I haven't really committed to anything. Tried to play some Punch Out again, played a round or two of Hyrule Warriors, got back into Lego City Undercover for a little while. I got to what I think is the last area of Ukulele a couple weeks ago, the space galaxy, whatever, and am having such a hard time with it that I kind of put it down. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been boring for me, just the same old Donkey Kong Country 2 and Doki Doki Panic and Star Fox and Mario Odyssey recently.
Just kind of jumping between whatever feels right.
Yeah, whatever. Like, I almost went back into Breath of the Wild, but Mario Odyssey kind of sunk its claws into me, so
sure.
Just kind of biding my time until the next big must-have game,
Dark Souls
bites me on the ass. Either be Smash or, whatever.
Nice.
No Dark Souls?
No, probably I'll probably wait until that goes on sale or something. There are a lot of games that are on my wish list that, I won't pay full price for. So just kind of waiting them out.
Lucky Dark Souls is already going to Lucky Dark Souls is already going to give me $40, so a sale price hopefully would be like $20 or something. That'd be nice.
Right. That's probably going to be the sweet spot for me. A lot of games, once they hit $20 or under, I can, feel comfortable pulling the trigger on. But, my budget's not all that high, so, it's whatever little things I can grab here and there.
Sure. All right. Well, who wants to take next?
You may go, Steve, if you're so inclined.
Yeah. So, I have been playing the usual suspects. Been playing a lot of Minecraft. Just looking at my times here. I'm already at 120 hours in the new version of Minecraft, which is kind of disgusting. And that's addition to the 145 I've got in Switch Edition. So yeah, not much really to say there. I picked up Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition again because I've got the 10th sale that I'll be doing again next week at work, which means 4 straight days of gaming minus internet with with the occasional me having to get up and help a user with their stuff for a few minutes and then getting back to my game.
It's your 10th sale.
I forgot how much I like Hyrule Warriors. I played 20 hours in the last week because I was at 120 when I started playing again, and I'm at 140 right now. I'm just about to get my last level 3 weapon probably on my next sit down, which is Medley's level 3 harp. And I'm kind of jumping between getting my level 3 weapons and getting all the fairy costumes. So I'm kind of bouncing between the Master Wind Waker map, and I think I've pulled all the fairy costumes out of the normal adventure mode. I think I'm working my way through Master Quest right now on that side of things. I've actually been playing the Rayman Legends Definitive Edition demo. Even though I've already played Rayman Legends on Wii U, which is my preferred way to play because it had the best touch controls. And then I played it again on Vita.
Your mom had the best touch controls.
There it is. Wow, almost to the end of the show tonight. The Vita has the very similar touch controls to what the Switch does. But it just looks so much better on the Switch. It's a bigger system. It's got a better
What-
screen, bigger screen.
Is the Switch touch controls not as good as the Wii U? Is that what you're getting at there, or is it?
Yeah, because basically what they did was like there were certain enemies that you could get rid of just by touching the screen on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
And either I don't have a setting enabled or you can't do that. You can only kill those enemies or get those items by pushing a certain button at a certain time. And I don't like that. I think since the Vita and the Switch both have touchscreens, that they should have left that feature enabled, but they didn't.
Yeah, I do remember that because, and then there was like a co-op type mode, right, where one person was on the touch and one person was on
All
the
the
Rayman.
time. And that's not in this version.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really on the fence buying it though because I do really like Rayman Origins or Legends, whatever this is. I really like that game. $20 is like that's right there to where I would buy it. But I just preloaded Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate last night, and then I had some extra gold coins, so I picked up Crypt of the Necrodancer, which was on sale already. And then I used coins to get a further discount. So I think I paid like $2.50 for it. So yeah, I haven't played Necrodancer yet. And then the other game that I started playing again is Sonic Mania. I finally beat the final boss. I was never able to do that until I got some advice from Lucas and picked the game up again. So I finally beat the final boss in Sonic and Tails mode. I started doing the Chaos Emerald grind where you go back and, just play the Green Hill Zone and just go to the first, Chaos Emerald spot and just keep doing that over and over until you get all the emeralds.
Wait, why is that? Why would you do that? Do you get something special?
Yeah, if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, there's a second boss fight and a final stage that you can play.
So wait a second. You can replay the same bonus level from the first level and get all of the chaos.
So here's the trick.
After you've beaten the game.
Yes, after you've beat the game and your file says clear, then you can select what level you want to start on. So you play Green Hill Zone, get as many Chaos Emeralds as you can. Like, out of all the ones that are in there, there's probably like 2 or 3 of the big rings in there. Lucas would know better than me. And then once you get to Chemical Plant Zone, you go back to the main menu and then start Green Hill Zone over again and do it again.
You can actually quit as soon as you finish the boss in Green Hill Zone 1, too. You don't even have to play the second half. But yeah, it's just a failsafe.
That seems like a pretty major exploit that should have been patched out by now.
It's not an exploit, though. Back in the old Sonic games, if you didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds the first time through, you had to play through the entire game again, which was kind of
which is what I would have expected they would make you do, especially in a modern game with save spots. And
I'm honestly glad that they didn't. That would be infuriating.
Yeah, it's just more accommodating. I mean, you can still try to get them all in the first run, and that's fine. If you want to delete your data or something, you can delete it. But that way you don't have to beat it all in one go.
Or you can play in no save mode, which is kind of like playing on the Genesis or something like that.
Plus, it's also a lot of fun to play as Super Sonic or whatever other character you have. And if you had to get all the emeralds first, you probably wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, honestly, my the only reason I would even replay this game is to try and do that, replay the game. Because it's kind of cool how it's kind of like all one act or something, right? Like it's kind of all one scene or whatever. You just play through the whole thing. So that's kind of neat that you can play through it all in kind of like one setting and see what you get. Like, I don't know.
So they've been doing
Donkey Kong has like balloons and stuff,
Well, and I was gonna say a good comparison is since I've been playing Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super NES Classic, I can set a save state when I first start one of the bonus worlds, and just keep replaying it over and over again until I get that coin at the end. So I've probably got more coins in this playthrough than I've ever gotten in any other previous playthrough, just because if I find a bonus level, I will leave with that coin no matter what.
Yeah, right.
Well, they've been doing this in Sonic games for years anyway. I can't remember if it was Sonic 3 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
It just seems to me that if
they've been doing that for years.
It just seems to me, and I've never played the game, so I don't know what the bonus levels are like, but it just seems to me that if they want you if they want you to collect all the Chaos Emeralds, they would make you play increasingly harder bonus
special stages. The special stages are different, but you can access any stage.
Oh, okay. I see. I thought that you just keep repeating the level 1 bonus world and getting increasingly. Okay, all right. So you go to level 1, you enter the bonus world, and then bonus world from like level 5.
We've like destroyed Steve's changed the system. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, his alarm already went off anyway. I figured this was just kind of the shooting the shit.
No, that was it. I was just doing. I
just wanted to make sure because sometimes we get going and like.
No, that was actually your segue. Was Sonic Mania.
All right, well let's freaking talk about Sonic then. I didn't do last week's show, so mine is pretty long. I'll try to get in through the timer, but here goes. Sonic Forces. I finally 100% of that game. I actually like it more than I loved it when I first got it. Then I thought, wow, this sucks, and now I'm back to like I kind of like it.
Remind me which one Forces is again.
Forces is the 3D one that came out around the same time as Mania with like the 1 minute levels.
Yeah.
The thing that got me back into it was the time trial missions. They have extra missions in the game that don't get you anything. But they were challenging. They were really hard to do. And I found having to like beat the level in like, 50 seconds or 60 seconds was a challenge. So I enjoyed that. But enough about that. It is what it is. I finally got Sonic Mania Plus as a birthday present. So I've been playing Sonic Mania again. Old file deleted. All the new content and everything. I'm loving it. I just beat Encore mode tonight. I need to get all the Chaos Emeralds. I'm 1 away in Encore mode. It is hard to get that red emerald in Encore mode, man. It is freaking hard. Those special stages are even harder than the real special stages. But I will be 100%ing Mania 2 because I love it. And I rarely 100% Sonic games because they're really hard to do. So I'm looking forward to that. I played a third Sonic game. I played Adventure 2 Battle, and I still love it so much. And that's all I really have to say about that. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. And playing it has been really magical for me and bringing back a lot of good memories. Steve got me back into Warriors, but as opposed to Hyrule Warriors, I have been playing Fire Emblem Warriors. I love that game too. That game is super cringy in English. I forgot to change the Japanese voice acting for a second, and my God, is the voice acting bad in the English version. But it's really a fun game. I think if you're a Fire Emblem fan, it's a blast, especially for like a late adopter like me. But I like it a lot. I wish it had more unlockables like Steve's game does. Fire Emblem Warriors is pretty light on that. The unlockables you do get are pretty cool, like some special costumes and weapons and stuff, but it's not easy to get. And I think, a couple other things. Minecraft, I built an underwater city. Check it out sometime. But that's about all that is.
But then again, I don't actually play Minecraft like ever, so of course you'd do it before me.
There you go. Well, I had Steve with me, and we just would spend the whole week while he was on vacation doing that. 2 other big games that I played. I'm desperately trying to remember what one of them is. I started Fire Emblem. I started Final Fantasy VI on my phone's emulator. Haven't gotten very far yet, but let me just tell you, being able to speed that game up is going to make it playable for me because I just don't have the patience I had when I was a teenager to play RPGs. Like I find the grind. I want to say I love the grind because it's so traditional RPG, but it's hard when you're an adult to really get into that. It's much easier.
I think it's more when we're so accustomed to like these modern game design
gratification. Yeah. Well, that and I also don't have as much time to play as when I was like a kid.
Well, yeah,
so
that's nice. And that's the thing for me. Sorry to kind of step on you, but
all right, I'll just go over my timer.
That works. Yeah, but like that's the thing for me is like I play an RPG when I play an RPG to experience the story, the characters, the environment, and having to grind I feel takes away from that, especially when I have a limited amount of time.
I don't always feel that way because, I love a challenge in a game, which is what I'm going to talk about last. But no, for this, it really helps because I've come almost to the end of Final Fantasy VI. I played right up to Kefka's Tower, and then I was too low of a level to continue. And then I kept saying I'd grind it, and I never grinded it. This time I'm going in with my phone emulator. Everything's going quick and speedy, and I'm charging through it. It's going to be a lot easier. I already know the story, so it's more of a refresher course. And I like the game. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I'm looking forward to replaying that. The last game I played was Pokemon Blue, and I completed my first ever Nuzlocke challenge, which feels really good because I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I did a Nuzlocke in Red a few years ago, and I wasn't strong enough. Again, I wasn't strong enough to get past the Elite Four. This time I had the power of speeding up and grinding through it, and it's dangerous. There's a lot of graveler that use self-destruct and will kill you in one hit. But man, it's fun. For those of you who aren't as nerdy as we are, apparently, the Nuzlocke challenge is basically just you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in every new area and permadeath. So when a Pokemon dies, when it faints, you're out of your Pokemon forever. And the goal is to get through with maybe like 15 or 20 or however many Pokemon you can catch. I didn't catch very many because I got a lot of duplicates, but to get through the game. And I ended up winning with 4 Pokemon. I forget exactly who they were. I know I had a Blastoise, a Raichu, an Alakazam, and a Starmie. That was my team of 4. And we were good. I had like 10 rare candies saved up. I busted up my Blastoise. We destroyed Gary. It's a good game. I really liked it. So at some point, I'm going to try to Nuzlocke Emerald. I started that a little while ago. Mostly because I never really played Emerald as a kid. So that'll be kind of fun, but we'll see what happens with that, I guess. Eugene, I can't hear a word you're saying.
I was just saying that sounds really interesting, but I just don't think I have the patience to like do it with just the 4 Pokemon. And the permadeath sounds really cool though. I think I might.
It's scary, and it's emotionally investing because you don't know when your game's going to end. I had one moment where I was fighting, I forget who it was, but I was fighting someone, and his trainer sends out, it was on Victory Road. His trainer sends out this Pokemon, and he knocks one of us down to like 5 HP. So I send out a counter to protect us, and he dies. And then I send out another counter, and he dies. And then I have my like 5 HP guy scraping by to like it's terrifying, but it's fun. And on an emulator where you can speed up the gameplay, like you can get through like Pokemon Blue, if you've played it as much as I have and like you've got it all memorized, you can get through it in like a day. So it really wasn't like a huge time investment. It was emotionally investing and terrifying.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it on emulator because grinding is not for everyone. But
man, we are just a bunch of dirty pirates tonight, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we are. That's that Bobby Rotten right there. You are a pirate, right? That's our in memoriam to a great man. So.
That's right. All right. Well, that was Change the System. I didn't think I missed anybody this week. So we are going to move into the end of the show. It was a good one this week. I hope that you guys were watching us along with some of our other live peoples on twitch.tv/Infendo Radio. But if you didn't catch us live, you can also catch the archive on YouTube. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well, you can catch all of the old episodes there as well. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we are looking for some help over at Infendo. So if you're interested in writing or even just, helping out with some of the background stuff in Infendo, like we're game for any of that kind of stuff. We could appreciate it. So yeah, we've already had some people that have written on the site before. Phantom actually just released a really good review of Octopath. I told him in the chat, actually, literally that review got me to buy that game. I have it coming from Amazon tomorrow. So I mean, yeah, if you want to be an influencer, if you will, I guess, and write some reviews on Infendo, or even just talk about the news, whatever you want to talk about, give us a holler. tips@infendo.com. We'll get you with some writing credentials. All right, so enough plugs from me. You can find me at Infendo Eugene on Twitter. Don't forget to follow at Infendo on Twitter as well. Where can the people find you and what you're doing, Steve?
You can find me at Gentis1 on Twitter, and I finally, in a long time, posted my first article. It was a review for a Nintendo licensed Switch battery pack. So you can definitely check that out. And check out our Discord. You can get to it through infendo.com is probably the easiest way to do it. There are always people in Discord chatting, wanting to play games. It's the easiest way to get a hold of us if you want to get an invite to our Minecraft realm that we've got going. You can find me in there a lot too, especially on Saturday nights. I'm usually up till 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Where can the people find you, Justin?
You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. You can find my Disney opinions and writings at utilidork.com. I do more tweeting than writing, so follow my Disney Twitter account at Utilidork, UTILIDORK.
Very nice.
And all of my Switch and Wii U and stuff, friend request stuff is on my profile on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. Well, speaking of friend codes, actually, since we're kind of talking about that, Steve mentioned the Discord, but if you click on the community tab on Infendo.com, not only can you get to the Discord, but you can get to our friend code channel, and you can add your friend codes to that. Actually, a bunch of you have added me and Heather, my girlfriend, in Pokemon Go, so we appreciate that, because there's some tasks on this damn Celebi thing, which is add 3 new friends. So we need this. We need this. We need the community. We need the people. Lucas, where can the people find you?
Where can the people find me? You can find me on Twitter at ChromaticU. You can also find me on about 5 other Twitter accounts, but we won't get into that this week. It hasn't been that kind of week. And really the only other place worth mentioning is my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/HughAdventure or HughAdventure.com. As it is about a week until the end of the month, I will once again be working my butt off to produce some new content. Hopefully get through level 3 or the rest of level 2. Who knows? We'll see where the winds carry me. But yeah, I've got work to do again. So I'll be posting to there pretty regularly, probably for the rest of the week until the end of the month. And then at some point on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd or 4th or whatever, if you're a $5 patron, you can play that new demo. And I should probably mention, as I did at the beginning of the month, I did release the full game so far for everyone. So if anybody who unfortunately is a Windows user, because I can't export to Mac without paying money for it, so that's a thing for now, someday. But if you're a Windows user and you want to give it a try, feel free. It's very incomplete, very rough, very not even an alpha yet, but give it a go. See what you think. Give me some feedback. I'm working on it. So that's that. That's all I got.
Very good. Very good. All right, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us this far. We really appreciate it. If you have stuck with us this far, if you have stuck with us this far, especially if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Maybe throw us a comment in there. I know Twitch allows you to follow. I don't know if they allow you to like. We're still kind of working with Twitch. We like you, Twitch. We love you, but we don't understand you yet.
On Twitch,
yes.
Follow us on Twitch. We want to hit 50
and feed your cats.
Yeah, feed your cats. Feed your cats first, and then follow us on Twitch, please. It'll help us so much. We're super into Twitch now. We love Twitch. We're all about Twitch. I don't know what happened in the week I was gone, but now we're all about Twitch. So please.
See what happened? We're all about that Twitch. About that shit. No YouTube.
Next time I leave, we'll have like 5 new hosts. Steve will be dead.
I'm done. Justin killed me. All right, guys. Yes, hashtag switch to Twitch. Megan Trainer that twitching stuff. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, let's do that. We quest to 50. Like, really though, we would really appreciate that. We need to get those 50 followers for our next Twitch goal, I guess. So we would appreciate that. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you all next week. We love you, and see you on the flip side for an all Nintendo show.
It'll be great. I don't have any of my music prepared yet. I'll probably get it Wednesday afternoon.
Like you always do.
Every week.
I've always got a backlog of music that I can pull from, so I'm good.
It's been a while since I pulled one of these. Bye.
Ooh, that was that was deep. That was guttural.
That was built up for a few months. That's why.
All right, everybody say goodbye to the live stream. Goodbye, Twitch. YouTube, you'll see this later on. Please hit the buttons that are all around. Hit them all. We love you.
They're good. Buttons matter. In fact, buttons are the only thing that matter.